What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talk Sports with Jake. Hope we're all doing well. Let's start with the NBA standings. We are in the home stretch of the regular season, of course. Regular season ends, I believe, this weekend. The Eastern Conference, the Pistons lock up the one seed. Kate Cunningham returns last night against Milwaukee, 13 points, 10 assists. Pistons blew the Bucks out of the water. Of course, Bucks have no Giannis and just nothing in general. Pistons already have the Eastern Conference locked up. I wouldn't be surprised if they rest their starters the rest of the way. They only have two games. I could see them maybe looking to play Cade to get him some minutes, but uh, I wouldn't play him a whole lot. Cade's one of the best players in the league. Celtics have already clinched a playoff spot. They need a win or a Knicks loss in the either of the team's last three games to lock up the two seed. Knicks, half game ahead of the Cavs for the three seed. Knicks and Cavs have also already clinched a playoff spot. Knicks gotta be careful. They're very good. They have 51 wins right now. They're playing pretty well. Cavs have been playing really well though. They gotta hope they don't steal the three seed from the Knicks. Five seed is Atlanta. They've lost their last two, but overall been playing. Excuse me, they've been playing very well. One of the best teams in basketball really since the break. They've done a good job really retooling that roster this year. Not only trading Trae Young, who just didn't fit there anymore, is to me overrated. Not a winning basketball player. You bring in a couple of good pieces. You bring in CJ McCollum, who's still a solid scorer. You off the bench. You bring in Corey Kispert, who's a good 3-and-D guy. Underrated trade was them trading DeAndre Hunter, who again I'm not a fan of. He did not live up to the hype, being the fourth pick out of Virginia a bunch of years ago. That's a really had that championship win with him. They get Keon Ellis for him, who's a very good player, especially defensively. And they also get in that Dennis Schroeder, who's a solid backup point guard. And then you trade, you get rid of Porzingis' expiring salary and just the corpse of him. He's never on the court. You get Jonathan Kuminga, who could be an all-star in a year or two. Well, I'm assuming they'll re-sign him in the offseason. You also get Buddy Hield, who's a fantastic three-point shooter. So kudos to Atlanta for really reshaping their roster throughout the year. And has a really good young core, and they're looking like they're going to be in the top six. Toronto is the sixth seed right now. I'm kind of hoping the things hold because Knicks have the Raptors number this year. Toronto is very much a fraud. I think they could easily handle them in the first round playoff series. They right now are the sixth seed. Orlando's 1-4 in a row. They're the first playing team right now. A half game out of six, only a game out of fifth, actually. Philadelphia is the eighth seed. They've lost their last two, but they're a half game out of seventh, and only a game and a half out of fifth. Charlotte right now is the last playing team. But they're only a game out of seventh and a game and a half out of six. And then the Heat are locked into a play-in. They're a game and a half out of ninth. They're most likely going to be the 10th seed, but they can't get higher than seventh. But so they're going to be a play-in team. These are conference season end today. Knicks would host the Toronto Raptors. Cavs would host the Atlanta Hawks. The play-in, Orlando would host Philadelphia. Winner of that would play Boston in the first round. And then the loser of that would play the winner of Charlotte and Miami. And the winner of that would play Detroit in the first round. Western Conference, Thunder have the one seed locked up after they win last night. Big game from Chet Holmgren. They've won seven in a row. Spurs have also been red hot. They've only lost like one game in the last I think they've won something like 12 out of 13, something like that. They are the two seed. They are locked into the two seed. I wonder if Wembanyama plays the rest of the season. Denver Nuggets have already clinched a playoff spot. They right now are the three seed. They've won 10 games in a row. They are just rolling right now. Jokic is on another level right now. They're going to be the three seed, it looks like. Lakers have already clinched a playoff spot. They're there right now, tied with Houston, but they have the tiebreaker for Houston. Right now, they're the four seed. Obviously, been struggling since Luka and Austin Reeves went down. So they are the four seed. The Houston Rockets are the five seed. But those two teams are neck and neck. The Minnesota Timberwolves are locked into the sixth seed. So they're going to host. They're not host. They're going to probably play Denver in the first round. In the play-in, everyone's locked to a play-in spot. Phoenix looks like they're going to be. Yeah, they're locked into the first play-in spot. The Clippers right now are the eighth seed. Portland, who's been playing some decent basketball lately, they're right at 500 right now. They're a game behind the Clippers for the 8th seed. Golden State is right now the 10th seed. That's most likely where they're going to finish. So in the Western Conference, season end today, Denver would then host. They would host Minnesota, and the Lakers would host the Rockets. That's what would happen if the season ended today. And then in the play in the Western Conference, Phoenix would host the Clippers. The winner of that would place the Spurs in the first round. The loser of that would put the winner of Portland, the winner of Portland and Golden State, and the winner of that would play Oklahoma City in the first round. But some news before we move on to the next segment. The Chicago Bulls have committed to Billy Donovan. I'm hearing there's going to be a busy head coach cycle for NBA. Head coaches could be a lot of guys could be getting fired, so they may have interest in trying to poach him. The Bulls can block him from interviewing, but if he says, you know what, I think I'd rather explore this opportunity, he might just at that point just quit and just try and interview somewhere else. So we'll see what happens, but they do want him back. So if I guess he will come back for whatever reason they think they don't want GM to pick their coach. So they have a job as it already is. And the league's going to vote on an anti-tanking strategy on May 28th. Apparently, it's a couple that they're looking at. An 18-team lottery is something that has been put forward and is gaining traction. So basically, on top of right now it's the lottery is 14 teams, so it's potentially that don't make the lottery, and the four teams that lose in the play-in. So the teams that win in the play-in also would get into the lottery, which I don't really agree with. Like the NBA, they're the anti-tanking strategy. It's weird. Like yes, tanking, they need to do something about it, but the stuff they're trying to do about it, just I don't think it's going to work. I'm not sure what they're trying to do if that's going to work whatsoever. So, random sports done for you guys and gals. Mike Malone's contract has been announced by UNC. It's a 6-year extension worth $50 million. Well, not extension, just a new deal in general, obviously. 6-year deal worth $50 million. Yeah, that's an average of about $8.3 million a year. So he gets a bag. That's making him one of the highest paid coaches in college basketball. Mike Malone takes over at the University of North Carolina. Yaxel Lundenberg from Michigan, of course, the big reason why Michigan won the national championship. He has declared for the NBA draft. I like this kid a lot. I think he'll easily be at least a top 10 pick. I'm not going to I was thinking about maybe doing a draft lot, NBA draft mock maybe this week, but I was like, you know what? There's no point doing it before the lottery, so I'm going to wait till after the lottery, which I believe is usually in June. So I'm gonna wait to do an NBA draft lottery, especially with the. I'm gonna do one more NFL mock draft before the actual NFL draft in 2 weeks. So I'm gonna wait for an NBA mock, but that will happen in a few months. On the football, Texans acquire linebacker Marte Mapu from the New England Patriots. They swapped 2027 6th-round picks. I think it's a fine move for the Texans. Last year, he had 25 tackles as a part-time player. Did play every game, but didn't start in any games. A forced fumble, an interception, 5 pass offenses. The year prior to that, in 10 games, was really good. Only played 10 games. Had 46 tackles, a half a sack, three forced fumbles, 6 pass offenses, and an interception. He's not a bad player, kind of like a linebacker safety hybrid. I think he performs better as a safety. He played mainly linebacker last year, but this is not a bad piece for the Texans to add. Kind of like a linebacker safety hybrid from our 3rd-round pick. He's going into last year of his contract. He's making a lot of money, and he has been a productive player overall for the most part in the last 3 years. So they had another piece to an already elite defense. And they have picked up the 5th-year options of quarterbacks C.J. Stroud and defensive end Will Anderson. We all knew what was going to happen for Will Anderson. He's a top 5 edge rusher in the sport. I would give him a long-term deal before the season starts if I was them. C.J. Stroud made a little bit less obvious because he has struggled last year, but still, he was offensive rookie of the year 3 seasons ago. And maybe if a better offensive lineman here, which he should have, a healthy Tank Dell, hopefully a healthy Nico Collins. You have a better running game with David Montgomery in there. Maybe year 2 of Woody Marks is better, especially with Montgomery there. Year 2 of Nick Caley as the play caller. maybe he can find someone he had a couple of years ago. On to baseball, a couple of injuries. Cade Horton is out for the year for the Cubs after he's having elbow surgery. It may be Tommy John. Hopefully it's not. That would keep him out for the All-Star break next year, possibly. And he had Tommy John his freshman year of college as well, so having it again is going to be really tough. Typically, when you have it twice, it's usually pretty much it. There are some exceptions, like maybe Nathan Eovaldi had it twice, and he came out even better, which is kind of weird. But usually that means you're pretty much done. But Cade Horton is having elbows. Hopefully it's not Tommy John. Hopefully it's only a partial tear. If it's only a partial tear of his UCL, he'll have the surgery for most about a year. Hopefully he's back by the start of next season. He should be. The full tear, he'll most likely have to have Tommy John. He will not be ready even for opening day next year. He won't be ready until probably close to the summertime next year. That's a big loss for the Cubs. As he was a great as a rookie last year. Obviously got hurt in September. Didn't play in the playoffs for them. Didn't pitch in the postseason for them last year. And they had some good depth in that rotation. Justin Steele's coming back. You added Abel Cabrera over the winter. And they have a really strong rotation, but it's a big loss to them. It's too bad. A young pitcher like Horton continues to have some health concerns. Now, Hunter Brown is going to miss time with a grade 2 shoulder sprain. That's a big loss for the Houston Astros. Their ace is going to be down for a while. Jorge Soler and Ronaldo Lopez, of course, got into a big fist fight. And Lopez threw at his head, I don't think on purpose. Braves starting pitcher threw at the Angels DH, Jorge Soler. Soler's getting a 7-game suspension. Lopez originally got 7 games. He appealed. It got down to 5 games. But Soler, I think he's appealing as well. I haven't heard if he won his appeal or not, but right now it looks like it's going to stick at 7 games. Now, to hockey real quick. Al Silvestri is going to decide his fate for next season in the offseason. So he may retire, but he's got nothing left to prove. He's got the most goals in the history of the league. He between the regular season and the postseason, I think he's closing in on it. He might already have 1,000 career goal, which is crazy. The guy's still playing at a high level late into his 30s. He won a Stanley Cup a few years ago. No, he has nothing left to prove. He's one of the greatest players of all time. Statistically, at least the greatest goal scorer in the history of the NHL. No one would fault him if he decides to hang up the skates after the season. And the Bruins signed James Higgins to a 3-year deal. So he went to school at Boston College. I believe he's from the New York area, somewhere like in that New York-Boston area. He was expected to be a top 5 pick in the draft. There were some Islander fans who were even saying, maybe like obviously we all knew they were taking Matthew Schaefer with the first pick. But I think some Islander fans wanted them to maybe package the 2 firsts they got from Montreal for Noah Dobson right before the draft and try and move up and take him because he's a local kid who I think wanted to play for them. Didn't end up happening. He ended up falling to 7th to the Boston Bruins, and they finally signed him to a 3-year entry-level deal. So it looks like he's going to come up for the very end of the season and be on the team in the postseason. I do want to recap NXT. WWE is becoming tiresome for me and it's pissing me off, but NXT, it's at this point better than the main roster, but not by much. It's saying a whole lot. So we opened up with Tony D'Angelo, the new NXT champion. He was interrupted by Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, and Ricky Saints. And then Dark State came out, 7-8-man tag. This was really poorly booked, in my opinion. I mean, Shawn Michaels, he's not an elite booker. He's probably a better booker than Triple H at this point, even at the peak of Triple H's powers as a booker. But he's certainly flawed himself. I didn't see the point. We already finished the feud between Tony D'Angelo and Dark State. I don't know why they have a beef with Joe Hendry and the other 2 dudes. I don't know why they would have a beef with Paige or any of them would have a beef with Paige and Saint, considering they're all heels. So this didn't really make any sense. This was kind of oh, what do we do? Just throw Darkseid out there. I didn't think it made any sense. It was like, oh, let's throw the guys who all just had a match together 2 days ago or 3 days ago in an 8-man tag with Darkseid because it happens before them. I thought that was very poorly booked. Then we had Soruka against Izzy Dane, who of course came out with the Cullen, Sean Spears, and Nico Vance. With Izzy Dane winning after Zarya distracted Soruka. So it appears that story is not done yet. We had a triple threat: Keanu Carver, Jasper Troy, and Josh Briggs. After Carver and Troy had a match the previous week with Briggs as a special guest referee. Also, that ended. Keanu Carter picked up the win. This is a pretty good match. I thought. I like the push that Keanu Carter is getting. I think there's some potential with him. Carver picks up the win in that match. The eight-man tag Dark Side against Tony D'Angelo, Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, and Ricky Saints ends in the thrown together team of D'Angelo, Hendry, Saints, and Page defeating uh, Dark State. Again, not sure why this match even happened, but it did. And then we had the face-off between Tony D'Angelo and Keanu Carver backstage. So maybe that will be an NXT title match. Uh, at some point, obviously, Miles Bourne was upset, and he told Robert someone that he was upset with Dion Lennox attacking him after his North American title defense against Johnny Gargano at Stand and Deliver. Shadow Hill and Tatum Paxley were backstage, and Ricky Saints interrupted them. He called them freaks, which was pretty funny. The men's speed championship tournament, Lexus King against Starboy Hall from Evolve. Lexus King won. I mean, I think the speed championship tournament is stupid. It's just 30-minute matches, and they keep doing this. So they've kind of killed the fun in it, and they keep doing it. I do like Lexus King. I think Burfire has some real potential. I was kind of hoping they would beat the random thrown together face team at Stand and Deliver in that 10-man tag, but Lexus King picks up the win. We had a mixed tag match: Tatum Paxley and Shadow Hill against Blake Monroe and Jackson Drake. Monroe and Drake pick up the win. It appears that Paxley and Monroe may not be done with each other. I was kind of hoping they would be, to be honest. We had JTJ and Lola Vice. They're going to do a rematch at NXT Revenge next week, so they will have an NXT Championship rematch. Of course, we have Jada Parker wants to fight Columbia Jordan. Looks like D'Angelo is going to fight Ethan Page for the title at Revenge, and so we're going to get Zara, and the last woman's stand match is going to rule. It's going to be fantastic. Overall show, well, honestly, wasn't great. The ending segment with Jane and Little Life was kind of really terrible, to be honest. That's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, so long. Have a great day.